amazing fifth grade artist. I'm so glad to be able to be here to speak with you and meet up with you for just a few moments. And we're going to have a quick little art lesson today. Welcome to my home art studio. It's really just the guest bedroom / office, but we'll go with art studio. So here we are. I'm going to turn the camera around for our first weekly lesson in remote learning for art. And I've decided for this, these few weeks where we do remote learning, we're going to focus on the elements of art. And the elements of art are the tools that we use to create art. And you guys remember in our classroom how we have those right over by the TV. We have the elements of art and the principles of art. The elements of art are the tools that we use to create art, like line, shape, color, value, form, texture. And then the principles of art are how we use those tools. And those are variety, emphasis, rhythm. Oh gosh, God, I can't remember them completely all off the top of my head. But yeah, those are the ones that I can remember right now. But the elements of art are the tools that we use to create art, and the principles are the way we use the tools. But we're going to focus on the elements this first few weeks of remote learning. Now, we're going to do a review of color. Now, our first, in kindergarten, we begin to use color in a very basic way. And then as you go up through elementary school, we add on more and more color knowledge. And today, I'm going to present to you some very big color words that you can go into middle school with and be like, yeah, I heard that. I know what that is. But we're going to have to do a quick review. Now, this is our handy dandy color wheel. We call it a color wheel because it is shaped in a circle, and wheels are circles. And basically what it is a rainbow in a circle form. It shows you what colors go beside each other and in relationship to each other. So you can see color relations. Really, what color is a light ray that is reflected off an object and bounced back into your eye. And the light ray that is reflected is that color that you're seeing. Now, white and black are not on the color wheel, and we'll talk about those later. But our basic primary colors that we absolutely cannot make, we just have to have them. That's why they're called primary. We cannot make blue, red, or yellow. They're right here in this solid triangle on our color wheel. We cannot make blue, red, or yellow. We learned that in kindergarten. And then between kindergarten and first, we learn that if you mix two primaries together, we get secondary colors. And they're right here in this dotted triangle, okay? So if we mix blue and yellow together, we get green. If we mix blue and red together, we get violet. If we mix red and yellow together, we get orange. So those are our secondary colors, mixing two primaries together. It's like first and second place. Now, these other little ones right here, these little ones right here, fourth grade we just talked about them, in third grade we did a little bit too. But those are called tertiary. That means that you have three primary pieces put together to make these. Think about third place, three, tertiary, okay? So to get a red violet, this red violet right here, that means it's close. It's actually closer to the red. So that means we have 2 parts red in this one and 1 part blue. So that makes it a tertiary color. This one right here, this yellow-green, it's closest to yellow, so it has more yellow in it. So it has 2 parts yellow and 1 part blue. So that's a tertiary. So today we've reviewed primary, secondary, and then these little ones are called tertiary. Now, some big words that we're going to learn today. Well, we just learned tertiary. Those we can also call them intermediate colors. They are in these little areas. Okay, some other words of color that you might not have heard are called analogous colors. The arrows point to the analogous colors that are all beside each other on the color wheel. These are analogous color pie slices off of the color wheel. Colors beside each other. Okay, I'm going to show you some images, some artwork that I created using analogous colors. Now remember, analogous colors are colors that are next to each other on the color wheel, and you only use those colors. For example, this yellow to green to blue, these are analogous. Or this whole cool side right here. So let's look at my first artwork example. I did this one in 2016, and it is a mixed media piece. It is, I did the background first with all kinds of different textures and watercolors and salt and all kinds of stuff. And you see these, you have some purples and some blues. And then I have this crab that I drew on top. This is a blue crab. I drew on top with colored pencils. But take a minute and look at it and see if you can identify the analogous colors. Remember, analogous colors are colors that are beside each other on the color wheel. Not opposite, but beside. I see blues and purples, even a few greens. Okay? And this little part down here is the scientific word for blue crab. Okay? I also have another piece of artwork that I did, and it's just some lettering, and I did it with watercolor. If you look at it, it says keep on the sunny side. It's a little watercolor drawing I did, just piddling around. So if you look at this one still uses analogous colors. And it's more on this side. See, some yellows and some yellow greens and some oranges. They are colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. Okay? Now, another big word that you might learn later on in middle school and focus on is split complementary. Split complementary colors are colors that split the complements. A complementary color is a color that is exactly opposite on the color wheel. And third grade just focused on this in their weekly lesson for this first time. But purple and yellow are complementary colors. Blue and orange are complementary colors. Red and green. If it is directly across from each other on the color wheel, it's a complementary color. Well, a split complementary piece is going to be like this, like yellow, and then it comes down here with blue violet and red violet. Or if we've got green and we turn it, it would be this red violet and red orange. I will attach some examples of a split complementary work. I don't know, I think this might actually work as a split complementary piece. If you look at it, I did this. This is an iris. Iris are my favorite flowers. If you look though, it does have some split complementary colors in it. The yellow, this blue violet and red violet. Yellows, red violet in there, blue violet. This whole section up here definitely split complementary. Complementary colors stand out against each other because they are across from each other on the color wheel. So being opposite, when you put them together, it shows just how different they are. Now, what I would love for you to do, your activity, is I would like for you to look through magazines or look at the artwork in your house or anywhere. See if you can identify some things that are analogous color scheme, split complementary. Basically, I just would like for you to just be aware that they're all all different types of colors around. And if you would like to take a picture of your examples that you find or share with me in our Google office hours, you are welcome to. Check out the front art page to log on to our Google Meets. But I would love to see you then. Let's see how this goes, and then we'll see how we can add maybe some more activities as we go along. Thank you for listening to my first video, and I really hope we can get together soon and be back in our art room. Bye, guys.